All right, let's talk about William Shakespeare. I mean, the name itself is just massive, right? It's so woven into our world that he almost feels more like a myth than a real person. We call him the Bard of Avon, England's national poet, basically the greatest writer the English language has ever seen. But how on earth does one guy get a reputation like that?
And get this, it's not just us looking back 400 years. This quote comes from his contemporary, Ben Jonson, a brilliant playwright in his own right, and a guy who was often Shakespeare's direct rival. Imagine that. Even the people competing against him knew he was playing a completely different game. It wasn't just praise, it was a prediction, and boy, was it accurate.
And if you want to see that for all-time legacy in a number that's just staggering, look at this. It's estimated that more than 4 billion copies of his works have been sold. 4 billion. That makes him the best-selling playwright in history. And it's not even close. His plays are everywhere, translated, studied, and performed in basically every major language on the planet.
So yeah, we know the name. We've all seen that famous portrait with the high forehead. But who is the actual guy behind the legend? That's what we're really after today. What do we actually know about the person who wrote all this incredible stuff? To find him, we've got to go back to the beginning, to a little market town called Stratford-upon-Avon. This is where we start to peel back the layers of myth and find the real man. The historical records give us the basics. He's born in 1564. His dad's a glove maker. At just 18, he marries Anne Hathaway, who is 26, and they quickly have 3 kids. But then it gets weird. From 1585 to 1592, the trail just goes cold. Historians call them the lost years. We have no idea what he was doing. Was he a teacher? Did he run away to join a troupe of actors? Nobody knows for sure. But when he finally pops back up on the radar, he's in London, and he's already making waves in the theater scene.
And this is where the popular image of him starts to diverge from the reality. We picture this lone genius, the Bard of Avon, just scribbling away with a quill pen. But the real William Shakespeare was so much more. He was a working actor, performing on stage. He was a poet, sure, but he was also a really savvy businessman and a shareholder in his own theater company. This wasn't just a passion project. His art made him a very, very wealthy man.
Okay, so with 39 plays to his name, where do you even start? Well, a really helpful way to get a handle on his work is to think of his career as a play itself, broken down into 3 distinct acts. So in Act 1, his early period, he's really honing his craft. He's writing these brilliant comedies full of razor-sharp wit and these sweeping epic histories. But then, right around the turn of the century, everything changes. He enters his tragic period, and bam! This is where he gives us the absolute titans: Hamlet, Othello, King Lear, Macbeth. These are the plays that cemented his legacy. Finally, in Act 3, his late period, the mood shifts again. He starts writing these romances, plays that are still deep, but they end with a sense of forgiveness and hope.
This line from one of his early comedies, it's the perfect snapshot of that first act. It's clever, it's romantic, it's something you could imagine someone saying today. It's just a perfect little observation on how messy love can be.
Now compare that to this. We go from the charming problems of young lovers to this, a bleak, almost nihilistic view on life itself, spoken by one of his most famous tragic heroes. The tonal whiplash between those 2 lines alone shows you the incredible range this man had as a writer.
So we know he wrote some incredible plays, but why are we still so obsessed with him? What makes his legacy so massive? Well, it turns out his impact goes way beyond just a bunch of good stories.
For example, he basically revolutionized the soliloquy. You know, when a character is alone on stage talking to themselves. Before Shakespeare, it was a pretty clunky tool, mostly just to tell the audience the plot, like, okay, now I'm gonna go hide behind this curtain. But Shakespeare took that simple device and turned it into a window straight into the human psyche.
And this is the ultimate example. Hamlet isn't just telling us his plan. He's wrestling with the very meaning of life and death, and he invites the entire audience inside his head to wrestle with it too. He practically invented psychological depth for characters on stage. It was a total game changer.
And his fingerprints are all over the way we talk, right now. Phrases like "with bated breath" or "a foregone conclusion." They sound totally normal to us, but they came straight out of his plays. He was an incredible inventor of language, creating new words, mashing old ones together. He's credited with contributing thousands of words and phrases to the English language. We're all quoting Shakespeare every day, and we don't even realize it.
But here's the thing, for everything we know about him, there's so much we don't. The man from Stratford didn't just leave us masterpieces,
He left us a whole host of tantalizing mysteries that people are still debating today.
And this is the big one. For centuries, a small but vocal group of people have asked, could a guy from the countryside, the son of a glove maker, have really written these plays? Plays that show such a deep knowledge of the law, of royal courts, of foreign countries? This is what's known as the authorship question.
Now, let's be super clear. The vast, overwhelming majority of scholars and historians say yes, absolutely, William Shakespeare of Stratford wrote the plays. All the historical evidence we have points directly to him. But these other theories are out there. Some people point to figures like Sir Francis Bacon or the Earl of Oxford, arguing that they had the elite education and courtly experience that shines through in the work.
And the mysteries don't stop there. Was his family secretly Catholic at a time when that was incredibly dangerous? What can we infer about his sexuality from the sonnets, which are addressed to both a young man and a mysterious dark lady? And honestly, what did the guy even look like? There are no confirmed portraits of him from when he was alive, which is why the few images we have all look a little different.
At the end of the day, maybe all those gaps in the historical record are part of what makes him so compelling. The man himself is always just a little out of reach, but the work is right here. It's powerful, it's alive, and it's so rich that every single generation gets to find something new in it. He really wasn't for an age, but for all time. And it leaves you wondering, what will we discover next?